the extra help there needed by the Dockers defence, and that might do it.
Still time, 7 seconds. Sorry, Kath.
Just keeping an eye on Luke Jackson. He's gone to the bench. I think he's got a bit of an issue, called for the physio, and is looking a little bit deflated. He's just making his way. Looks like he's either doing a run-through or going down to the change room, so I'll keep you updated.
Thanks, Kath. It'll be 1 at 3/4 time for the Dockers medical staff. Luke Jackson. You see O'Driscoll labouring there too.
It's a left, looks like a left hammy. That test they're talking about, and Warner needs to get his kick in to get another one on the stat sheet before the siren blows.
Chips it up. Frederick will mark. 3/4 time. Bulldogs fighting effort in that third quarter. Perhaps Fremantle will be without their ruck in the final term. The Doggies are close enough. Can they close the gap? Or will Fremantle hold them at bay? Big final term coming up. It's Freo by 24 points.
G'day everyone. I am late. I just got home, so we're going to cover the final quarter here of the Fremantle Dockers and the Bulldogs. A great game in our hands. 4 goals of difference. Well, it was level pegging all the way up until halfway through that second term. Of course, the Fremantle Dockers put on a few straight goals, took charge of this game, and in the third quarter, it was sort of goal for goal, reasonably level. The Bulldogs pegged back a goal. But it should be a fantastic game. Addy G, what's going on? Come on, Freo. Tell you what, they're going all right, aren't they? Going all right. What are they? 24, 4 goals up. Can the Dockers hang on? That is the challenge. Let's have a look at the goal scorers, though. Sam Darcy for the Doggies, 4 goals. He's on fire. Wow, 19 disposals. Got to watch out for him. He can change the match. Tell you what, he's probably kept the Bulldogs alive so far. Sanders has kicked 2 also. Riley West, James O'Donnell, Aaron Norton, James Harms, single goal scorers there for the Dogs. For Freo, flag mantle as Addy G likes to call them. Tracy with 3, Frederick with 3, Bolton with 2, Jeremy Sharp with 1, Luke Jackson, Dudley, Brayshaw, Banfield, a miss, all with 1. A lot of goal scorers there. Well, there's Caleb Sarong, tops the table there for Freo, 29 disposals, 6 ahead of any other. Matthew Kennedy, the best for the Dogs. And, of course, Tom Liberatore having another stellar game there for the Bullies with 21. He's having a breakout season, is Tom Liberatore. Of course, Sam Darcy, not too far behind him, 19 possession, 4 goals off his 13 kicks. Oh, yeah, fantastic. Now, I think that Adam Brayshaw was 150 games. Let me just have a look at the lineups. There we go. Jeremy Sharp, 50th game milestone for the Dockers, and Andrew Brayshaw, 150th game for the Dockers. I thought that's what I heard earlier on. So they're going, well, come on, Fremantle. I tell you what, this is what they need. This is definitely what Fremantle need. Bulldogs are going well. Of course, the Fremantle, they need to finish this game off and not falter and not go into their shell. They need to keep playing good football to get the job done today. This will be a good test this final quarter, I'm assuming. And of course, we're going to find out in just a moment. There we go. There are your stats for the players. Let me just roll that back up. We're going to take it back to the ground in just a moment. We got 30 seconds to go before the bounce of the ball for the final quarter. And don't forget to vote who you think's going to win. We've got 100% saying Fremantle at the moment. Don't be fooled by the scores. Anything can happen. Bulldogs are a quick scoring team. It's only 4 goals. They are playing Fremantle. But Fremantle, can they hang on? Or can the Bullies run over the top? I don't know. Let's hope Fremantle wins for Addy G. All right, let's get back down to the ground. They'll take us to the bounce of the ball for the final quarter. Who's it going to be? Let's find out.
This final quarter, as we see Nathan O'Driscoll get a bit more strapping done on that ankle, but Matthew Pavlich, Dermott Brereton, Luke Jackson, he's going to be key in this final quarter if the Dockers are to hang on.
No doubt about it.
It certainly is, isn't it? I mean, the issues that they've got Fremantle at three-quarter time as well that we've seen in the past, Pat, the numbers certainly looking a lot in favour of the Bulldogs, but Fremantle have the lead.
Well, they've got a lot of question marks right now. Do they take the risk with Luke Jackson, who's got a bit of a left hamstring issue? They spoke a long time. He's doing some run-through, so that'll be interesting to see if he starts. And then you've got the fact that Nathan O'Driscoll's a bit sore. But yes, when they've been in front across the last 12 months or so, they've only won 11, they've lost 6. So that would be in your mind at some point. Particularly, this is a young team, not an experienced team at all. So with the benefit of hindsight now, is it game style or is it fitness? I don't think it's fitness. I think it's that experience and ability to stand up when it matters most and make smart decisions. This is a young team that we're dealing with right here.
Well, if he was going to stay on, he's got to go first ruck, first bounce.
It looks like he's heading to the bench, Luke Jackson. Shea Bolton has been an important player for Fremantle today. We've seen him kick his first couple of goals for the Dockers, and this is the type of thing he can do.
I think this is the bit that Justin Lemieux and his teammates have loved the most. He hasn't necessarily set the world on fire, but it's the follow-up. It's the tackle and chase that I guess he built his career at Richmond at the beginning about. Small half-forward. Somebody's turned himself into. He's starting this last term inside the centre square bounce, but he has set up the stadium alight here this afternoon.
-10 inside 50s, it's the class difference on plays like that that has the Dockers where they are right now.
Caleb Sarong also been enormous. He had a huge third term. You can see his numbers there on screen, but in that third term alone, 15 disposals, 9 ground ball gets, 7 clearances. Ed Richards, the other. For the Bulldogs, he had a huge third term. It is game on here.
So no Jackson in the ruck for Fremantle. Voss starts here against English. A 24-point margin as we start the final term, and English just tried to bully his way in the ruck there. It spills to Sanders, who's racked up.
So advantage to the Bulldogs with English here in terms of what he can do with Pat Voss, particularly around throw-ins and ball-ups.
You see it here, they lock up. English clearly by hand. Sarong tried to get a handball out and then socket it forward. Spills to Dale. Brayshaw tried to affect the kick. It's a high one in. Darcy has the reach. Draper did well. Warner feeds it back to Ryan. And now away to Clark. Out of defence. He stabs the ball. Amos attacked it. Copped one across the head for his trouble. Harms in there. Liberatore back for Harms. High ball goes in. They needed to roll end on end, but just didn't have the distance. Pearce can collect. There was a nervy sort of kick out of defence, and he's coughed it straight up to Williams.
Just a little bit of space for a short chip over the top and lead.
Darcy led a couple of times. Williams unsure where to go. They'll search for that tall timber. Crunched down by Fremantle. Goal side, though, on the goal line almost. Kennedy, almost Fraser. In the end, rolls innocently away for a behind.
There is Luke Jackson sitting on the bench. Kath will give us an update as soon as she knows what's going on down there. It looks as though he might be done for the day, though. He's sitting not necessarily where the other interchange players are. Nathan O'Driscoll's the other one who's pacing the sideline right now. He's had an ankle injury, so advantage to the Dogs.
Fremantle made their sub just before three-quarter time. Wagner replaced by Warner. Voss, that handball to Banfield. Up the line, Dudley down low. Jones was there with him. Good tackle from Frederick. Just got it out in time. Gallagher on the boot.
Great
Sanders.
Kick. Really good kick. He's got an outnumber ahead.
Back. Inboard to Lock. Voice will be hoarse to the Freo fans for the booze all afternoon. Brayshaw spoil. Important. O'Meara. Tracy. Not sure where to go. Wobbly old kick goes up to half forward. Made it tough for Amos, who then lays the tackle.
Yeah, Shea Bolton was actually out, believe it or not. Tracy just couldn't see him. It's a bit strange too. Dockers inside defensive 50 had 4 defenders against 5 forwards. They didn't go in quick, the Dogs.
Arms will send a long ball up towards the 50. Pearce best position. Used the body well opposed to Darcy. Took the contact. A handball to Warner. Away to Ryan. And a kick wide for Frederick.
He worked hard, Frederick. He was at that stoppage and then had to be the release kick, just like Tracy here.
It's awesome lead-up work, isn't it?
Great spoil by Lobb. To try to win it back for the Dogs. Ryan's all over the top of him.
That is fantastic. Hard work by the centre-half forward, the centre-half back. Rory Lobb chasing Big Josh Tracy on the lead then. Well played, you two. Great contest.
On a warm day, fatigue will certainly be a factor in this final term. Who can run the game out stronger? Banfield was creative to Brayshaw, who's equally as good through to Sarong. Over the top to Dudley. Look out, great step, right around Harms, showing him the footy and finding a target. Amos there. And crunching in was Bolton, who came across. Amos was about to mark. There was a step from Dudley in the middle. And now the Dogs back the other way. Dolan on the boot. West in a tangle. Spills through to Kennedy. One-on-one with Ryan. Boundary line looming. Kennedy couldn't keep it in.
One thing that was really noticeable in the final quarter last week was the young lad Dolan. Watch this step. Showed you? It was Dolan getting to space. He's just shown that he's got out wide already in this final quarter once.
English smothered by Banfield. Baker dispossessed by Dudley. Spills away to Liberatore. Inside of Sarong, he sends it into West. It was a good kick. He found a target when there wasn't too many presenting.
That was great work from Libba because he could have blazed away. He almost did initially, but then he thought, I've actually got a little bit of space here. I'm not going to kick it long. I'm just going to lower the eyes, and West made the most of a nice kick.
Already got one this afternoon. Riley West. It's the type of opportunity the Bulldogs need to make the most of in this final term if they're to make a charge. From just inside 50. Just misses.
It has been a very warm day here in Perth. Players will be tired and fatigued. It's the team that actually makes really smart decisions with ball in hand. It will start to open up as the game goes on. So you're going to keep getting to the right spot. You're going to keep making the contest and then make the right decisions with ball in hand.
So he's got to pick out targets here because, as we see, because down the line, your dump out option down the line is Voss v English, and that is advantage English.
Jackson on the bench with injury. Kick goes up the wing. Jones a good spoil. Williams is there. Bulldogs lock it up. English clearly down. We'll see the dominance there in this final term against the second string ruck, and a high tackle.
And a bit disorganised, the Dockers' defence, even on that occasion. They had an extra number, but
McNeil sends it in. Pearce with a big mark. The skipper standing tall.
they've just been a bit sloppy, Jam. You called it early. They were missing a number effectively in their back half, which is just, you can't do that. And then even on that occasion, Clark and Warner didn't want to defend their opponent. They're both trying to zone the space.
Long kick to the contest. Lob landed in his lap. And he can go back inside 50 quickly. He wants Darcy. Pearce knocked it down. West there over the top. Norton tapping to his own advantage. McNeil, was he taken high? And it's going to be a baller.
Taken high, I don't know if he was, but he got an avalanche.
Alex Pearce just throwing himself in some of those contests.
He stood in harm's way. Good lad.
Did well not to infringe as English's kick smothered. Brayshaw able to get his way through. Chapman to Clark. Running his full measure. Kick went off the side of the boot. Amos there out the back. Bolton will be dangerous. Baker's quick too. Clever tap. Away to Gallagher, who stabs a pass just past Tracy. Richards. Knew he had Bramble. Got the extra number here and a high contact that time. Karma saw he dropped the mark in a dangerous spot. Banfield's got it. Karma's making amends. That is a crucial fix to the initial mistake.
Team, I think Luke Jackson is done for the day. No confirmation from Fremantle, but it's a hammy.
A little bit of love here, isn't it? And there might have been.
One back at you.
That going out there. Is
Great.
now on the wing, Brayshaw. That was a little short, so Dale was able to take it. Now they get a one-on-one up the line, and the free kick is drawn as a result.
That is a developing story, though, the Luke Jackson factor in this match and obviously the next few weeks that he has had a bit of a hamstring strain. Puts a lot of pressure on Pat Voss and the other key forwards and or defenders.
Great arm down on that.
O'Connell in long. Darcy got some separation. He almost rose over the top. Clark forced over the boundary.
So right now, 7 inside 50s to 1. There is Luke Jackson. He's done for the day. I think we're pretty sure of that. Otherwise, he would have been on for a rotation by this point.
Yeah.
7 inside 50s to 1. Big opportunity for the Dogs.
English in the ruck. Voss did well. Darcy through the pack on the boot. Heading goalward. Sam Darcy making things happen and dragging the Dogs back into it. We'll get a check.
You just can't do that, can you, that size?
I believe it's a behind. We check the ball hit the post. Yep.
We'll get a check. Did it hit the post on the way through?
Umpire's call is one behind. Can you please
He
check
had one of these last week, didn't he? That touched.
The doggy supports, if it touches the flag even, it's deemed a part of the post.
So called a behind.
Okay. Oh, yeah, come on.
Does it hit it?
It's a brilliant snap, wasn't it? There,
Terrific.
His ability for a big man to get it from hand to foot that quickly and accurately is...
Yeah, it's just rubbish. You can be that big and do that, isn't it?
There's some of the
There we are. Looking at the vision there on the left, we check.
Review complete. Looking at this angle, there is a gap between the ball and the post at all times and a flat line on edge. Decision on scoreboard.
We get it confirmed, and it's good news for the Bulldogs. No spike on edge. The goal will stand, and the Dogs are right back in it.
Oh, it's an unbelievable finish from Sam Darcy just to round out what has been an incredible day. He's kicked 5. Let's have a look at him. He's just sort of trailing in here with Luke. Ryan takes 2 steps, kicks it over his shoulder and kicks a fantastic goal. And
But the thing is, Matthew, he can snap either foot
yeah,
equally as well.
no, he's a talent. He's a serious talent. And he's having a huge say in the outcome of this match. 16-point lead.
Alex Pearce had only conceded 3 goals total to direct opponents through the first 3 games. Sam Darcy's kicked 4 of his 5 against the Freo skipper today.
So he's picking up Westy now, Alex Pearce. So not worried about in the air against Westy. So he'll come off him and try and be support.
Dogs getting some momentum. Voss caught holding the ball. No, high tackle. He tried the fin.
Just high. It was there. But he just has to compete this quarter.
16 points the margin as we get another look at this one. Yeah, that arm going around, certainly. And out wide. Fremantle being asked the question, as they have had happened to them in recent times.
Yeah, so this inside 50 count is really getting away from them now. It's 54-38.
Long ball in. Knocked away from Amos.
But the thing is as well on this boundary line, they've actually become very static. You see that play then, they went sideways, sum up the situation, and then a long, slow kick forward. That's a real static play.
Yeah,
Which the Dogs want.
The ball was moving and zipping around.
Nervous tension around the ground from the Freo fans. As the kick goes up the wing, bouncing footy, Pearce. We'll see it to the boundary, and he put the head down. The Moose just tried to barrel his way through.
And he's holding the ball. He took the tackle on. The ball will go back. So he's trying to lead by example, but you can't just all be bluster. You do need to be composed. He should have almost.
It's almost like a headbutt on the way through, driving through, and caught holding the ball. Brendan Cox will see it out this time.
So the stinger's gone out of the game, though, hasn't it? It's a bit
Which suits the
slow.
Doggies, because they want stoppage, get it
Slow
forward,
movement.
stoppage, and do what you do. And that there, when that ball hit the ground, that's advantage West. He doesn't want the ball in the air coming to him and Alex Pearce. He wants it on the ground. Dirty ball.
Voss having to do a heap of work in the ruck. English with the reach. Lovely down to Harms. He could have been taken high. Dale got the arms clear. Harms dispossessed. Baker's in there. Frederick swallowed up in a tackle.
It's a real test of Fremantle's experience here. So they're a very young team. In fact, they're the youngest out there this round. So can they, their leaders in particular, Sarong and Brayshaw and Pearce, etc., some of their older heads, Luke Ryan down back, guide this team to victory.
Brayshaw left it behind. English is there. Sarong steals it. He's been clean at the contest all afternoon and swings up. Wide ball out to Brayshaw, who slaps it on. He didn't try to kick it in, but the free kick will come back to the Docker.
Yeah, it's a nasty contest.
Sarong and Baker stare each other down. Brayshaw is okay to take his kick.
Have a look at the contest here.
They got him.
Yeah, too right he did.
Definitely got him high.
Brayshaw go down the line. And
It's static again. I know it's out in the full, but it is a static, slow play. I'm actually getting a bit worried for the Dockers here.
16 points the margin. Still a stack of time remaining. Freo fans feel like they've seen this script before.
And you've got Darcy ever present forward.
2-on-1 here, favours the Bulldogs. Harms through to Baker. Wants to open it up with some run and carry. He chips it up, wants Darcy. Draper played it well. Away now to Sharp. Off hands. Draper in there. Davidson knocked it down. O'Donnell. Sanders. Banfield a big tackle. Not rewarded. Away to Harms. Kicked a brilliant one today. And the ball is just touched through by Ryan.
Yeah, they're flat. Fremantle, they're very, very flat. They do need a bit of spark and actually just trust themselves the ball in hand rather than playing safe and going down the line.
See, in the second quarter and third quarter, he'd have played on here, Sharp. He'd have swung and gone. Now, once again, they're on their back flank and it's static.
Replay that tackle from Banfield. High ball down the line. Amos caught behind. Tracy there. Off hands. Gallagher. Crunched down. Really well done by Brayshaw, who continues to work hard.
Yeah, you think sometimes I will go long down the line and that's a safe play. No, it's not a safe play if you've got the outnumber or the short players, if you like, with Luke Jackson off, and the fact that there you go inside 50. You just haven't had control. You got to keep backing yourself in, keep believing what you do is right.
English's hit out went straight to Sharp. Dockers get it inside 50. Amos in a wrestle. Brought it to ground. The follow was good. Frederick shoots away. The dribbling ball rolling back and across the face.
Too much on it, wasn't it? Just a little bit too much punch.
He's the
shape.
But if I'm coaching him, I'm saying, hey, you've got the pace.
Yeah.
Bounce, turn around and kick it from the top of the square. Just use your pace, use your gift.
Luke Jackson, a huge story sitting out in this final term. The Dockers a player down after already making their sub. Ox with the spoil. Johnson with the ball at feet in a wrestle. Richards was good. Got it to West. A breakthrough here, the Bulldogs. They find Kennedy and the delivery in. Looking for Davidson. Pearce!
that's
Big mark by the skipper in defence.
Great work from Frederick. Yeah, he's just worked so hard all day. Because that release kick often goes unrewarded. Alex Pearce, so what a mark that was. He was out of position. That's better. That's the type of kick you talk about, Dean. Just back yourself in rather than...
But even this, I mean, Clark's just, it's like he's thinking it's the final 2 minutes.
Go backwards. Try and switch things up.
Yeah, the Bulldogs are very well positioned here through the corridor. They're not going to get much through there.
Has to go back down the line. Got an extra number, but lob.
It's not the right option. Murphy Reid against Lob. They just lost their way with a bit of the ball movement and the clearance work.
Stepped off his line and has to go. High one goes down to half forward. Darcy there. A push in the back and the free kick will go the Bulldogs' way. Darcy to take it. He's kicked 5 and caused all sorts of headaches.
The only problem with him getting the ball here, he's not down ahead of it. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, Draper just motions him under it.
Darcy wants an option. Norton will be the most likely. Kick in that direction. Big pack up. Spills down Banfield. Through now Williams. Got the arms clear. Had it a while. And caught holding the ball.
That's just it. Deep in the D50, Derm, and here we go, sideways movement again. Just need to keep trusting and backing their ball movement. The Bulldogs have just been superb this quarter in locking them in. There is no way out, but you're going to keep moving, you're going to keep presenting rather than going down the line all the whole time.
There's less options of getting out the slower you play.
Yeah. 8 minutes to play. Dogs need 3 goals. Fremantle trying to hold on. It's knocked down to Sarong, who's won a stack of it. Now Dudley, they're out. Bolton, he's got clear path to goal from here. Frederick on the inside. Nothing in front of him, though. He steadies and he misses the kick. He had so many options.
That's fatigue on the kick.
Could have kept going. Could have found Frederick. Instead, found the Bulldog.
Oh, well played.
And Murphy Reid tries to win it back. Just couldn't hang on. Davidson there. And he shovels it over the line.
Oh, they're going to play that deliberate.
Insufficient intent.
So the umpire, the field umpire who was out of the zone, he's had a perfect view along the line and he's told the controlling umpire that one was deliberate.
There's players cramping everywhere. Hot day. Williams with a great mark in the middle of the ground. On the overlap they go. West chips it through. Kennedy spilt it though. Clark was important and he can take it and run. Fremantle with a critical turnover. Frederick's out in space again. He's got Amos ahead. He sends it towards the 50. A couple for company. It stays in play. Amos gets back. He's got Reid in support. He wants to work the angles, but it's across the face again. And out of bounds in the opposite pocket.
So the team that actually just has, rather than the red mist, just a little bit of composure and calmness about them. This young man actually has it. He's got it in spades, but
Matt Kennedy, you could see fatigue. Fatigue made him drop that ball. It's a hot day here in Perth.
Still a heap of time remaining. Fremantle want one just to release the pressure valve and
have another go, right?
fatigue for everyone at the moment, too.
The boundary. He's doing the boundary umpire. You got one job.
Some pretty clear feedback coming over the fence. Good throw in this time. All knocked down by Voss. Crowd trying to lift their side to find a goal here. And he's hatching it a bit O'Meara, but it'll be a ball up.
So you do have Tim English on the bench, so it's O'Donnell doing the ruck work here.
Against Tracy. With strength. He wanted Bolton. Kennedy clears it. Ball bouncing towards the boundary. Important contest. Johnson kept it alive. Now Liberatore wants to get it and go. Darcy's up the line. Kicked in really favour him. Draper a good spoil. Pearce missed it. Norton clean. He wants some support inside. He has to put it on the boot. Dockers have their number back there. Ryan just waiting, but a fumble makes it nervy. And then a second time as well. He shrugs up Harms. And now he's got support from Chapman.
I think he was playing rope-a-dope there for a second.
They can be out here too now, Fremantle. The hard work from Dudley to the wing. Frederick cruising. Amos up the line. He bought some time instead through Sharp. wants to give the handball back to Dudley, who goes along the ground. Now the soccer skills. Is this the time to pull out the Globetrotter stuff? They go long inside 50, and the mark taken by English.
Straight on off the bench.
Well
Give him too long. Chapman comes across, which is what you call Pav as well read.
It's just well read. Suddenly, you have a look at the players. They are both teams out.
gassed,
and then-
aren't they?
Yeah. Fremantle with 2 players that can't come back on, so there's no rotations. You're being pushed to places you don't think you'll be pushed to. This is what pre-season is all about. This is why you do all those long hours in the hot sun.
So these are about moments now. O'Donnell's pushed forward and he's got Clark, and this allows English back into the ruck here. They have to win this stoppage, the Dockers.
Chapman again in the right spot. Brayshaw had it knocked away. Liberatore will always keep going.
You think one more goal here from Freo and it might just break it open, but the Bulldogs, they are being so brave. They think if they get the next one, they might have it in hand.
English smashes it away. Pearce has had some important touches in this final term.
The feel is that the Dogs are going to be the next ones to score here. Well, now that English is back in there, yeah, it's
a long way to go. 5.5
There
minutes.
is. There is.
Do they have the run to hit the 3 they need? Fremantle. As the ball's knocked away. Kennedy with a handball. Brayshaw continues to work hard. Win the footy. And he'll go up the line. Dudley outsized down there. And it will be 52, so the 50 against Dudley, who was trying to reach.
He wasn't in the contest. It's the correct decision. It's light. It's frivolous. But it's a time waster, and that is...
And it puts your team under the pump because English can just chip the ball in. McNeil was there. Well knocked down again by Pearce. An important spoil in this last term. As Tracy goes wide and finds Amos, and they're out with Bolton at half forward. If he turned, the crowd were urging him to go, but he'll wait and take some more time off the clock.
Yeah, it's an interesting decision to go back. The crowd were urging him to go to Bolton, but they had no one else there, so they talked about them backing themselves and continuing to play their way, but there's still oodles of time here. You can't just control the ball for 4.5 minutes. They've got to score.
Only one goal we've seen in this final term has gone the Dogs' way.
Riley Sanders had to come up on that target then.
They spin up there. There's not much movement ahead of the ball.
Warner up the line. Tracy away from English. Boundary.
So Tracy's been the one that's had to come into the ruck. Pat Voss is now forward. You can see how hard he's working. Tim English has had the spell, so he'll play out the rest of this quarter and try to get the Dogs home.
Tracy
Did well.
competed well against English. In and under though, Liberatore. Sanders. The Bulldogs need one in a hurry if they're to close the gap. It spills out the back. Ryan close to the line. Fremantle holding on for now.
He's a big advantage down there, Luke Ryan, at the moment. He's the one who actually has played so much footy. He's the controlling influence, gets tackled then and just hulks his way over to the boundary line to create the stoppage, just soak up a bit of extra time.
Tracy on it down. Sarong. The handball through to to Banfield as it spills and ricochets to Ryan, and it will be a ball up.
Same thing again. If he tries to, if he thinks, oh, I should be getting rid of this, cocks a handball, he gets gobbled in the tackle, gets hold in ball. He just covers up and absorbs.
English away. Harms. Ryan again. Good tackle. Sarong. Banfield decides to put it on the boot up the line. Amos worked hard to the front. An important mark just to hold the footy up.
He hasn't had a great day, James, but just a couple of really important, willing himself to the contest. That occasion and the one from Tracy before, just to be that long option, he's definitely ramping up.
The knock, 15 for Clark, call to go, and then a high tackle. And they get away with it. This short kick's so risky.
So you can't go backwards because the Dogs recognise they must be man on man now. Otherwise, they will drag time out of the clock.
Up the line, lob best position. Dale crunched his way through a good handball to Jones. Up the line they go. Clark spikes it. Dolan couldn't hang on to it. Brayshaw, Clark, Norton will be rewarded. Great tackle. So 3 minutes to go. Dogs need 3 goals. Fatigue setting in for both sides. They've got it at half forward through Harms. Will wheel around. He's got Darcy in the one-on-one. Warner trying to get back. Darcy rises. Made the contest. McNeil! Dogs still alive.
We're on.
2:35 to play.
And you have to get to Darcy. He is so dangerous in the air. That's safe to see how Warner comes back. So he makes the 2-on-1. It's a soft drop. The experience of Harms. He knows. He knows the big fella's standing at the top of the goal square. He's got to get it in there quick.
McNeil the goal, margin back to 10. And this is the area Fremantle have found themselves in a lot, but haven't been able to get it done at the business end of the game. Games decided by 12 points or less since the start of last season. 1 win, 6 losses. It's under 2 goals right now with 2.5 to play.
And you can see the coach, the message that he wanted to send out, I don't think was actually being executed.
7 in the defensive end.
Yeah, so
Defensive 50 for the...
Warner's having to go all the way around, and Banfield's the one. You can see on the top of the screen, Banfield heading left to screen there.
So there's a lot of people who reckon we've had long enough in this game. It should be straight up a free kick.
A warning against Fremantle. Not organised or taking an extra breather.
There's the first agenda and talk back come Monday.
Big couple of minutes here. The Dogs pressing hard, final turn. English in the ruck. Voss competed well. Liberatore gets the clearance. McNeil missed it. Away Warner to Clark. They want to mark, but it'll be Richards. A chance to go as he rolls towards goal. Johnson, it was a push, not a tackle, and a free kick to the Dogs.
It was a great chase, but it was a push. Jordan Clark's going to push back hard now because it's going to be another inside 50.
So this is where Tim English has got to be careful. Like Rory Lobb comes down as well. Every big target for the Dogs is forward of this kick.
I need 2 in 2 minutes. Darcy to the front, out the back again. West clean initially. Warner wants to clear it. Freo under the pump. Dogs have got the wall up. Richards has it again. Still plenty of time. Dockers just trying to get back. English got a hand on it. Tracy's back there helping, and we'll get a stoppage.
So you've got to defend first and get your numbers back. We also have to have something to kick to in front of the ball. So
otherwise it's coming back in.
Yeah, so they've got an extra one in there to help defend.
English will clear it here. He'll take it out of the ruck. It was touched off the boot. Goes away to the opposite pocket. Draper was happy to see it out.
So here's where all your prep work in terms of your pre-season planning, okay, 450 stoppage, who are we blocking for, who's on the loop, who's on the bolt.
The situation is
a free kick.
Something the Dockers have worked on so much in recent times.
Back to Voss.
English in front. The Bulldogs brave again, pushing hard to the finish line, and Sharp tackled out of bounds.
If you get a deep throw in this time, English will have the chance to really aim up an accurate palm down here.
There's a big gap. You can see all the Bulldogs players that come boundary side there, hoping for a bit of space.
English down to the front. Richards, West, away to English. Reed in there, happy to just take the stoppage.
So this is advantage English again here because a ball-up situation, he can go and body up next to Voss and actually just put it down someone's throat. High alert here.
Luke Jackson injured on the bench. Ball knocked away. Sarong has won so many clearances and gained some more territory. Karmas tackled by Bolton, and it rolls over the line again. Every second off the clock. Fremantle breathe a sigh of relief. You can feel the nervous energy in the crowd. Minute 15 to play.
1 point for the quarter, the Dockers.
The scoring has dried up. They kicked 7 goals in the second term to set up a lead. They thought it was a match-winning one. The Bulldogs have continued to close the gap, but Fremantle have the footy as they drive it hard forward. Amos and Karmas, the ball knocked down. Amos able to rove it away to Reed, nothing ahead of him. He just gains some more metres into the pocket. Dale tries to shepherd. Dogs don't want it to go out. Gallagher a fumble. Well done by Reed. He beat 2 of them to keep it locked in the forward pocket.
Yeah, great work from Amos and Reed. Great desperation. You can see their players getting across to him.
Just failed the moment here, young Gallagher.
Just fumbled, didn't he?
Yeah. He's a good player. He's a good kid.
Footy at the right end for Fremantle. Less than a minute to go in the game. Voss in the ruck was strong. Goes to get it at ground level. It opens up the door. Voss to Reid. Ties the game.
Sometimes the game rewards you because of your efforts when you don't have the ball. Murphy Reid, a couple of big moments this last quarter, and in particular that 2-on-1 where he just forced it over the boundary line, and then that Voss does a bit of bullocky work, and they just kept his head. First give, goal. Free kick coming here. That's what the umpire's saying. Fremantle have already had a warning.
A huge moment for Murphy Reid, who's trying to fire up the crowd. And Justin Lemuel loved it. They've been put under the pump in this final term. And they're going to hang on. Warning now for the Dogs in the middle. The crowd feeling more at ease now. English smashes it forward. As far as Ryan, who's at centre half back, who just tumbles the ball away to the wing. And roll all the way. Sharp trying to fumble it over the line. Warner's there too. And we'll see it out.
So that stoppage that creates the goal. It's all about... Well, the Dogs have to win the ball, that stoppage, and take it to the left. So it was a real attacking setup they have. And that being the case, you're vulnerable to the sneaky takeaway by the Dockers and resulting goal.
Terrific play by the youngster to force the issue and then get the reward as Warner's after it. And now Sarong. Brayshaw up the line. Sarong's had 37 disposals in the game. Brayshaw 28, both of them leading the way for Fremantle. Livers tried hard again for the Doggies with 30. Dale with 26 along with Kenny.
Jay Amos hasn't had a great day at all. But his final quarter, his contest work has been awesome. He's come up to those long kicks that have been slow down the line, and he's created spill after spill. So sometimes you're not ticking the stat sheet over, but you're having a real effect on the game.
The Doggies were brave. They put the Dockers to the test. But Fremantle hold on in a tight one. Winners by 16.
Didn't they, man? The Bulldogs were far superior in that last term. They just couldn't get that last goal, 2 goals straight at 1-1. And Andy Brayshaw should well be very happy and pleased in his 150th game.
Such an important win for the Dockers.
That's huge, yeah. I think they're 2-2.
Because the Bulldogs, their opponents today, they win, they're 2 games ahead of the Dockers. So they draw level on the table, separated only percentage.
Caleb Sarong with the highest rated game of his career.
I'd say a fair bit because he's been pretty good.
38 disposals, 15 clearances in the end, 7 tackles and the 9 score involvements, 8 inside 50s. And as we get down to Kath Lockman.
Yes, I've got the milestone man, Andy Brayshaw, alongside me. Finally winning your milestone game, your 50th and 100th, both losses. How sweet is this?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's been a big build-up this week. I had family and friends come over and to get the win for them, and the footy club started 0-2, now we're 2-2, feels really good.
But also to get a win in a close game. So since last year, I think you were 1 win, 6 losses in games decided by 12 points or less. How satisfying is this?
Yeah, extremely. I mean, we had a couple of guys go down late, asked for some different roles of a few boys, like Paddy Voss going into the ruck was elite, and our back stood up all day, so yeah, it was real credit to the back six, I think.
What went through your mind when you realised Luke Jackson was done for the day at 3/4 time?
Yeah, obviously not ideal to have one of your better players go down. Nathan O'Driscoll as well out. And yeah, there was a lot of responsibility on some guys to step up into some bigger roles, and I think they executed.
And as a leader, what were discussions like with about 2.5 minutes to go? You're up by 10. Bulldogs had this momentum, they were coming. What were you saying at the centre bounce?
Centre bounce, we were just trying to own back shoulder, repeat stoppages. We think we're a really good stoppage side, so the more we can set up behind the ball, the better, and we executed.
Was there a specific play or anything that you practiced in the off-season that you put into practice today?
Yeah, there's plenty of scenario work that we've been doing in the off-season. And yeah, we tried a few things out then, and I think it worked, so we'll keep going.
You don't want to share that, do you?
We'll save that for September.
What about Murphy Reid, his last few moments when the game was really on the line?
Yeah, I mean, it's his 4th game to show that sort of composure. Was elite. He's a selfless player, and then we saw him get one over the line really smart, and then to be able to finish with that last goal, it's pretty awesome.
And Shea Bolton, he really won over even more fans today. What about, he nearly took one of the all-time hangers in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, he's been elite with his pressure and his follow-up, and then to see him get on the end of a couple today was awesome. And yeah, he's shown glimpses of what he can do. That was almost mark of the year.
How important, though, is this when you now head to the Barossa, play Richmond and gather round, but to know you've just made a statement on your home deck today?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge for the confidence of the group. Obviously, we didn't start the way we wanted to. We were getting pressured in the media, and then, to be able to draw it back to 2-2 as we head away is really strong. Yeah, the next 2 weeks are definitely going to challenge us away, but this is the position we want to be in.
Well, enjoy today with your beautiful partner and family. Well done, Andy.
Thanks very much.
So it's a win to the Dockers. They do get to 2-2. They copped a bit of a scare. The Bulldogs kept coming. But in the end, a little bit of momentum comes into the Dockers season in 2025. And that brings another round to a close. And as soon as the game stops, the fun starts. Let's get into bounce.
All right, folks, there we go. There we have it. The Dockers held on 15-7-97, defeating the Bulldogs 12-9-81. I'll tell you what, it did look like the Dockers were going to get run over in that final term. They were lucky to get that final goal just before the siren. Otherwise, they would have just scored one behind for the final quarter. But 1-1, they ended up kicking the Dockers 2-3. The Western Bulldogs, 16-point winners here were the Dockers. A few happy Dockers fans in the house tonight. All right, well, yeah, it was interesting. Flagmantle is back. I tell you what, though, it was a little bit nail-biting coming halfway through that final term, Eddie G, because we thought the Bulldogs were going to come hard. The Dockers just lacked a bit of composure, didn't they? That's what I saw going up forward. But luckily, their defence sort of held up, and of course, the captain did a good job there for Fremantle. Down back in that final term. Yeah, the Dogs did look like they were coming. We thought at one stage the Dogs were going to do it to Freo again. But, even though Freo didn't score, well, they scored 1-1, a goal late. Their defensive sort of held up okay. Whew, tell you what, that was a sweat for the Dockers fans. GK, come on, Freo. Freo got up over the line today. Some happy Dockers fans there. 16-point winners. They kicked nice and accurate anyway. 15-7. It was really good. Good to see Freo have a win. We're going to have a look and see who they play next week. Just the goal scorers. Sam Darcy, though, the only one with 5. He kicked 5 for the Doggies. Whew, tell you what, he's a great player. Riley Sanderson with 2. Riley West with 1. O'Donnell, Norton, McNeil, Harms, all with 1 for the Dogs. And, of course, for Flagmantle, Freo, a few multiple goal scorers there. Of course, Josh Tracy, Frederick with 3 each. Shai Bolton, not a bad game from him with 2. Jeremy Sharp, Reed, Jackson, Dudley, Brayshaw, Banfield, and a miss, all scoring 1. Top of the table, Caleb Sarong. He likes to get the ball. This man, I'll admit, Sam Darcy was good. Hopefully Luke Jackson injury isn't bad. Oh, let's hope not. I thought they said something about a hamstring, but I suppose I'll get a bit of a scan and see what happens there. Yeah, Luke Darcy is an absolute weapon. I'll tell you what, I don't know. He's just, I tell you what, he's hard to beat. He's hard to beat. He's tall, he's strong, he's agile. I tell you what, he's very, very good. Very good. He's probably the Bulldogs' pretty much their best player, I think, their most important player at the moment. Where we're going, Caleb Strong, 38 touches. Nicely done, Caleb Strong there for Freo. 15 kicks, 23 handballs. Look at this, 7 tackles, 15 clearances. Wow, what a game. 3 votes. Tom Liberatore, 30. Best for the Doggies again. As I said earlier, he is having the breakout season of his career. Let's hope he doesn't get any more concussions this year. He's had plenty in his time. I think worried if he had another one, he might be put out for good. Brayshaw ended up with 29. Matty Kennedy with 26 there. He's going down. Bailey Dale there for the Dogs on 26. Jordan Clark, 26 for Freo. Jeremy Sharp, also 21. Sam Darcy, there he had 21 possessions, 15 kicks, 6 handballs, 11 marks, 1 tackle, 2 hitouts, 3 clearances, 5 goals. Tell you what, who's going to get BOG? I don't know. Sarong, Liberatore, Sam Darcy. Bit of a raffle. Tim English ended up with 19. Lukey Jackson was 16. There we go. Jager O'Meara with 15. Roll on down a little bit. Alex Pearce, there we go, 13, but he was good. He's definitely a strength down there for Freo. That is for sure. Michael Frederick wasn't too bad today either. 13 touches. He had 11 kicks. 3 goals, 1. Well done to him. Just roll down a little bit more. There we go. Paddy Voss, just the 9. And that's about it. Let's just have a look at the team stats. Hopefully Sean Darcy is back next week. He'll be back. He'll be back. There we go. Not much in it. It was the Dogs actually by 14 disposal overall. Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope so. Luke Jackson's injury is bad. Hopefully Darcy won't get injured again. We better hope not. There we go. So there's not much in it. 30 more kicks. The Dockers though, 16 more handballs. Inside 50s. I just want to go back up and have a look at the scoring shots. 44 inside 50s for Freo. That's not a great deal. But 22 scoring shots. Every 2 times they went in, they scored. So that's not too bad. 63 inside 50s for the Doggies for only 21 scoring shots. So the defensive Fremantle certainly held up well. Suggests there. Of course, 54% efficiency inside 50, really. That's pretty high there for the Doggies. They don't often hit that high. I haven't seen too many at 54.5% at the end of a match from any side. Around the ground, disposal efficiency is pretty good too, above average. Of course, the Doggies down a little bit. Free kicks. Well, the Dogs had a field day with the free kicks today, didn't they? 15 Fremantle, 27 to the Dogs. Thank you very much, umpires. There we go. Nearly double the free kicks. Hitouts, not too much in it there. Just 6 ahead to the Doggies. Clearances, pretty similar. Centre clearances, Dogs a little bit better in that aspect. 50% more than Fremantle, 10 to 15. Stoppage clearances, all pretty much the same. Not a great deal of difference in the contested possessions, uncontested turnovers, all similar as were the marks. I don't think 11 marks is much difference between a game of football, just about 3 a quarter. Marks inside 50, good to see both teams getting the grabs inside their forward 50. Contested marks, both pretty good over the air. Fremantle Dockers though, this is what we're talking about. They actually hung on with good pressure. 67 tackles, well done. 48 is their season average, so they lifted their pressure up today, and that's what you need to do. You've got to lift your pressure. If you don't have pressure in the game, perceive pressure, put the pressure on, you're not going to go anywhere. But they did that, and that is what held them to victory today and got them over the line. That pressure in the from their backs, etc., like that. There we go. All right, there it is. Fremantle victors. Let's have a little bit of a look. I'm not sure if the ladder has updated. Let me just have a quick look. All right, there it has. Let me just roll this across. There is the ladder now after round 4, folks. After round 4, of course, still 2 teams that haven't played 4 games. Essendon and the Gold Coast. I believe that is due to the cyclone that hit up in Queensland, and they couldn't play that game. So I think they've got to play that extra game somewhere during the season. But after round 4, all other teams have played 4 games, and this is how the ladder looks. Hawthorn sits on top of the ladder, played 4, won 4 on 16 points with the Brisbane Lions. Of course, Gold Coast Suns, they've only played 3 games, and they're sitting third. Look at that percentage, 172%. If they get that extra game win against Essendon when they get to play it, that'll shoot them back up on top. So they've got a game in hand there, the Gold Coast Suns. The Giants sitting 4th, Adelaide 5th, the mighty Magpies, what some may think is the premiership favourites. Well, maybe I'm the only one that does. There we go. They're in 6th. Fantastic effort. 3 wins, 1 loss. St Kilda 7th, and Geelong Cats rounding out the top 8. Of course, from today's game, Fremantle, they move up. They played their 4 games, 2 and 2. A little bit of a low percentage there, 92.6. They need to get a decent win on the board to boost that percentage. That's quite low, 92.6. That's like an extra game of percentage out. So they want to do that. And of course, the Bulldogs, where are the Bulldogs? There they are. The Bulldogs are sitting 10th. 2 and 2 after 4 games as well, just percentage separating them. And of course, holding up the entire lot, Carlton, Melbourne and the West Coast Eagles yet to win a game after 4 games this season. All right, just having a quick glance again, folks. Let me just bring that up. I want to have it show you the next week's rounds, round 5, and it all kicks off next Thursday. 7:40 p.m. Melbourne time. That's the Adelaide Crows taking on the Geelong. It's gather round next week. All teams head over to Adelaide, and that's where they're playing next week. So it's Adelaide Crows. First off, Thursday night, they take on Geelong Cats. It's 5th versus 8th at Adelaide Oval. It should be a cracking game. And of course, Friday night, Adelaide Oval again. We've got Collingwood taking on Sydney, 6th playing 9th. Coming up Saturday, 12:35 p.m, Barossa Park over there in Adelaide. North Melbourne taking on the Gold Coast Suns. That should be a cracking game as well. And of course, at 1:20 p.m. Melbourne time, of course, playing in Adelaide, Carlton, 16th, taking on the West Coast Eagles, 18th. I'm sure it could be Carlton's victory turn to finally get a win on the board. And of course, the next game should be another good game too. 4:15 Saturday, the Western Bulldogs taking on the Lions, 10th versus 2nd. And then following that, the last game, Saturday evening, we've got Melbourne taking on Essendon at Adelaide Oval. The last few games of round 5. Next Sunday is Richmond taking on Fremantle Dockers. That's a danger game for Fremantle. Richmond actually played pretty good against Brisbane in round 4. So look out, Dockers. Of course, travelling again, can they get a win on the road? But I would expect probably Fremantle to win that game. St Kilda taking on the Giants, 7th versus 4th. Another good game. And of course, the last game of round 5 at Adelaide Oval. 7:20 p.m. next Sunday, Port Adelaide taking on Hawthorn. So there's a lot of good games coming up next week. That should be absolutely fantastic, I think. A weekend of football. And of course, starting next Thursday night around 7:30, 7:40 p.m. It should be an absolute ripper. That's Melbourne time, folks. So we'll cover that game. Unfortunately, I won't be able to cover the Collingwood-Sydney game. I'll be out. Can you believe it? Can't cover the Collingwood game. That's not good. But there we go. That's how it happens. Anyway, we did take the poll in today. 80% win for Fremantle. Well done. All those Fremantle supporters out there that got it done. Good stuff. Glad to see you got a smile on the dial. All right, folks, that is me. I'm going to wrap this one up now, and we will see you next Thursday evening, 7:40 p.m. Melbourne time. Adelaide Crows taking on the Geelong Cats. That's going to be a cracker, 5th v 8th. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in. Ciao for now. We'll see you at the next game.